Hello, all my One Piece fans. It's me, Mr. Morphetto, and today I want to finally do my part 2 review of the Water 7 arc of One Piece. Pretty much. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to talk about. I pretty much did a little review of part 1 up to chapter 340. So really, we left off. Luffy and Usopp had a big fight. Nico Robin left the crew, and it got pretty wild, to say the least. The ship is done for, according to these shipwrights, these so-called shipwrights. Shit went down. Nico Robin literally told Sanji and Chopper in chapter 340 that she will not be coming back to the crew because there's a darkness that will someday destroy them if she stays with them, basically. Everything that she touches turns to ash. That whole spiel. It does have a kind, like I did mention before, I don't want this to turn into the same thing with Nami, where she's like, I'm gonna go stay with Arlong because I don't want you guys to get hurt because Arlong's too strong, and I don't want it to turn. I don't think it really is. From the point I'm in the story right now, it doesn't feel that way. It feels different. She doesn't know really the CP9 as well as I thought that maybe she was part of the group or something. So first off, chapter 340. One of the funny moments is Luffy is hanging underneath the bridge with Zoro and Nami, and it's funny because. What's his damn face? Chopper pops his little human deer face in and looks at Luffy, and they fall into the water. It's pretty funny. And they're like, "How'd you find me?" And Chopper's like, "Your scent." He's got a pretty good scent. I never realized how great scent, smell level deer had. So the group gets together. Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Chopper, and they're like, we need to figure out this Nico Robin thing. Basically, Zoro lays it out and says, hey man, is she a friend or is she a foe? We need to figure that shit out. We either bounce, get the hell out of here, get the hell out of Dodge, get a new ship, something, just get out of here. Well, I guess they're wanted, so I guess they could not buy a ship and bounce. So they kind of are stuck. So they needed to clear their names also, because I believe, I'm not sure if they know this yet. Yeah, at some point during these chapters here, 340 and up, they find out that Iceberg was shot overnight. And Nico Robin was involved. So the Straw Hats were to blame. So now they're wanted in town. Nobody wants to sell them anything, which is interesting. Usopp is still trying to fix the going merry. It's a thing. Usopp left the crew. It's something. It is something. Shit gets crazy. They did beat the shit out of the Franky family in one of the coolest scenes in all of One Piece, in my opinion. The walk to the Franky family house is almost as cool as the Arlong Park walk, but I don't think it's on that level. I think it's right below it. I think they were trying to find that same vibe, that same feeling, as if you will. We do find out that Franky is a cyborg. We kind of already knew that he was a robot man, but he's also got a soda that powers him, I think. He puts soda in his stomach and it powers him. I really want to know how cola powers him. Did it have to be Coca-Cola? Can it be Dr. Pepper? Can it be Mountain Dew? Does it make a difference? Does one of them make him slower or faster than the other? I'd really like to know. So the Galley Law, they decide to guard Iceberg's room, and they wait because they know the Straw Hats. They know Nico Robin is coming to kill Iceberg because they failed the first time because he survived multiple shots to the front and the back. Shit goes down. Iceberg, who I didn't feel like was actually going to be an important character at all. I thought he was just going to be the dude that sells him a new ship or builds him a new ship or going merry. No sirree, Bobby turns out to be very important to this whole Water 7 island. To be, in fact, And he talks to Polly of the galley law and tells him, "Hey man, I got these fake ship designs or weapon designs that the government's after, and I want you to go get them." I'm assuming, I can't remember exactly. Maybe he wanted him to destroy the fakes, or he was trying to draw them out, trying to draw out the government bad guys, or draw out Nico Robin. Not sure. At the same time, Franky and the Franky family are trying to draw out the Straw Hats by using Usopp as bait, which doesn't really work, and Usopp and Franky kind of mend the bonds, of beating the shit out of him, which was crazy how quick Usopp forgave him. I know he's got a lot going on right now, but it happens, and they become friends. I also want to mention that the Franky family's got like 3 members of the Franky family, maybe more, that are like half giants. Like with their mother, like, are they half giants? Kind of like, I don't know. What's his dad? Hagrid from Harry Potter? Are they like mom giant, dad regular human? I don't know, but they're gigantic. It's something. It's really funny because Luffy, Zoro, Chopper, and Nami all make this huge plan. Like, okay, we're gonna go really super secretive into this building and talk to Iceberg and figure out what's going on with Nico Robin. And Luffy just bounces and heads right on in without any consent and gets trapped between 2 buildings, stuck between 2 buildings like a fool. That's another thing about these chapters here that we're talking about. Twice Luffy gets stuck between 2 buildings, and I think that they wasted that. I think that's a funny gag that he gets stuck between 2 buildings, and it also creates tension when the giant wave is coming for Laguna, whatever they want to call it. But they did it twice in a few chapters, and I feel like it really lessened the effect the second time and made you think, man. Well, the second time he gets punched into it, or knocked into it by the villain. The first time he launches himself into it, but it happens twice in this, and it would be funnier if it happened at a different arc, not in the same few chapters. But whatever. So the Nico Robin and a man with like a panda hat show up, which is interesting because there's also the Panda Man. I don't know. They show up. The dude, Panda Man fella, he can create doors by leaning against a wall, basically. And then later we find out he can like lean against the air and make a portal into another location. I don't know how that works. Does he have to think about where he wants to go? That makes the door fruit, or whatever fruit it is, way more powerful than I thought it was. So they set off an explosion, Nico Robin and this bear fella, and head on in. Another lady shows up, dressed in like this big outfit with a mask, and she's like causing havoc with a thorned whip. Shit is going down. Honestly, I was shocked when they revealed who the CP9 were, because I mean, shit's going down. This is all happening. They're causing a distraction so they could go mess with Iceberg, get the plans for Pluton. I think they're trying to get the Pluton plans. It's like a weapon of mass destruction, and they want to get it to the government, and they want to use it so they can create weapons of mass destruction and basically rule everything. And they're trying to protect it because they want it to be out there just in case it's needed to save the world one day. It's what I got from it. Is why they didn't just destroy these plans. But at the same time, they don't want the thing to be created unless absolutely necessary, while as the government wants to make this thing so they can just have an iron fist over the world, and they could basically end piracy as well, and any other kind of crime, knowing that there's basically a nuclear bomb weapon. But then if you create one, then another country gets the plans, and they created another one. It's a slippery slope. Honestly, I would have just destroyed these plans. It is interesting that they didn't try to make this thing without the plans. I mean, it obviously is a thing that can be made, and they know for sure. I want to know who made these plans. Are they like an ancient weapon? I really am not sure. Maybe I missed that part. If someone in particular designed these plans, was it Roger? Was it someone from Roger's ship? I don't know. I do not know. But like I said, we eventually find out who these masked CP9s are. But before we do that, there was a really funny part where they think that Luffy's made it into the building and is causing a ruckus and keeping everybody distracted. So Zoro, Chopper, and Nami decide, let's go through the front door because they're probably way too distracted with Luffy. It's actually a great plan. And then they get there and Luffy's not there. There's no distraction. And they're like, this was a terrible plan. What part of this is a good plan? This is awful. I mean, it looks like, I want to know too, okay, so the villains, the CP9 are revealed, and they are members of the Galley Law, and also Iceberg's assistant, Caulifla. Shocking to me, honestly. I did, for a minute there, I did think maybe the lady part of the group, because she like left at one point, and then there's the lady in the outfit that's running around with the rose whip, and I'm like, maybe she's a part of this. But at no point whatsoever did I think that it was actually the shipbuilders. Especially the long-nosed guy, Kaku or whatever. He seems like a really cool dude. I'm wondering, this is a theory I have, I'm not far enough to know yet. Kaku might actually be a nice guy. Maybe he's just trapped in this group. Or maybe he's realized the darkness that he's a part of. Because it really feels like he's a nice guy. Even after they reveal that they're all bad guys and they're all wearing black. And they're like, we're bad and brooding. Another thing I want to bring up that I thought was really cool is Nico Robin using guns needs to be a thing all the time, because she at some point is aiming guns at Iceberg, and there's like 4 hands. She's got her extra 2 hands, 4 pistols aimed at him. I've been saying this for a while. The One Piece crew needs somebody who specializes in guns. I know that they probably just don't do that because of I don't know. They don't want to show people getting shot a lot. I except for Luffy, because he can bounce them off them. And I know that Usopp isn't into guns for some reason. I'm not sure why. He seems like the perfect one to be the gunner, the sniper. But what if she, Nico Robin, I know she's got the really badass assassin skills with her multiple hands, neck cracking ability, but she should have four to 6 pistols on her at all times, so she can pull out 4 to 6 guns on somebody, or aim 6 guns at 6 different people. I think it's such a cool shot of her holding the 4 guns at him. Just saying. So, Paulie gets his ass beat, by the way, and he reveals that the plans that he was messing with were fake plans. They don't kill Paulie, maybe out of respect for him after working with him for so long. Maybe there is a little bit of like, hey, we know you. We're going to leave you here to die and burn up in this building. I don't know. They don't kill him. Luffy shows up and tries to help him, gets his ass beat rather quickly. Paulie and Luffy get locked down by these two. Shit goes down. They threaten Iceberg. They said that they've been here for 5 years. CP9 has been here for 5 years, doing their thing, trying to get these plans, and we're just waiting for the perfect moment. And when the Straw Hats show up, it's like everything fell into place for them. There's another funny moment where Zoro's taking out all these people of Water 7 who think that they're bad, and I think Nami says, hey, these people are just confused, we shouldn't kill them, and he's like, I used the back of my sword so they won't be dead, and she's like, you could still kill people that way. I love how Chopper just admires everybody on the crew, which is amazing. Another thing is, Luffy breaks out of being trapped. He's all pinned down by these like metal rods, and he stretches himself out of it, and he's like, "I'm out because I'm rubber." So funny. I laughed out loud when I read that. I'm out because I'm rubber. Love it. Basically, they find out that Iceberg doesn't have the plans, but they reveal that they know who does. CP9's like, well, if you don't have the plans, we know who does, and his name is Franky. Original name, Cuddy Flam. You guys worked together at some point. Mind blown. No idea that Cuddy Flam, or no idea that Franky and Iceberg were buddies, for one, which was very interesting. If I don't say myself. Luffy shows up in the middle of this before they can kill Iceberg, before anything bad happens. Luffy shows up, Zoro shows up, Nami shows up, Chopper shows up, Polly shows up, and they're all ready to rumble. But at the same time, they're saying, hey, there's an explosion or a fire about to happen. We need to finish this quick. These damn CP9 fellas, the dude with the bird on his shoulder, I haven't got his name down just yet, to say the truth, but bird fella, leader of the group, has a finger pistol showing off all their abilities, iron body. They have found a way to make themselves superhuman without using like a devil fruit. You know, to me, I get it. You know, these characters are all superhuman, and it's fine. And I've kind of accepted the fact that characters really just don't die in this show, in this anime, in this manga. They don't die, but they, I don't know. They take a lot of damage, and they're superhuman. And now these guys are super duper humans, because Luffy and Zoro and Sanji were already like unbeatable, pretty much, unless they ran into somebody like Arlong. And at this point, I'm assuming all three of them could kick Arlong's ass. I'm not sure if they're slowly building their power level, quote unquote. I don't know. Are they slowly getting stronger? They haven't developed new transformations, which I'm very happy about, because I feel like I'm way over the transformation game, thanks to Dragon Ball. There was a really cool part where he tries to do the pistol finger on Luffy, and he can't really pierce him because he's made of rubber. Love it. So Luffy's kind of a good foe for these people. But either way, they are unable to even damage the CP9. And they can't even get Nico Robin to help them or go with them, because she's like, hey, I'm going to go with the CP9. They eventually find out that Nico Robin is doing this for their benefit, because there's this, if she doesn't go with them, then the entire world government is going to go after the Straw Hats and eliminate them. And in some point in her life, that happened to her. Her whole island and family, I'm assuming. Yeah, so that happens. She's pretending like, I don't give a fuck about you guys. But obviously she does. She bounces. Luffy, Zoro, and Polly attempt to fight these members of CP9. They get their asses handed to them quickly. Luffy gets a couple shots in that really do no damage. They have Tempest Kick, knocking him down, slicing, shooting. Not even Zoro, the main man, the toughest dude in the crew, couldn't even cut these people, and he can cut iron. It's interesting. These guys have like these, I think it was like the 6 abilities or 6 power-ups or something, where they can increase their speed, their durability, and whatnot, and use it all at once. It's interesting. I thought it was cool. I don't know. It's interesting as well as Kaku's using like a chisel as a sword to fight Zoro, and it's like, I thought you guys were no longer shipwrights? I don't know. I do not know. But I thought maybe Kaku would have his own weapon at this point. I really, like I said, I like him. I think he's cool. I like Polly a lot too. His rope technique is rather interesting. I know personally that Franky will be joining the crew, but at the same time, part of me wants Polly to be part of the crew. He seems like a more stable person in a way. I don't know. And his fighting style is pretty cool. Franky's just a little over the top. I'm starting to warm up to him after his little backstory that we're going to get to here in a minute. So before Luffy and Zoro get knocked out of the damn building by these guys, we find out that one of the members of the CP9 has eaten the cat fruit, the leopard model, and he can transform into this beast of a man. And I thought, is this why he's so powerful? Or is this just an extra layer? It's like these guys on their own are tough as nails. But then add in their devil fruit abilities, and I'm not sure how many of them actually have devil fruit abilities. 3 for sure. I'm interested if Caulifla has one. She seems to be very underutilized, in my opinion, as part of the group. She's there. I don't know. But Zoro and Luffy get knocked out of the building. They set the building on fire. Everybody's gonna die. Nami breaks out of the building, jumps out of the building, I believe, and falls to pretty much possible death. Our friend Chopper gets a wall falls on him for some reason, but he saves Zoro's sword, and he saves Iceberg and Polly. They're all burnt up, they're all beat up. At the same time, while this is all happening, and everybody's beat up, everybody's half dead, never really dead, nobody's ever really gonna die in this anime, and I've accepted it. I've accepted it, people. Don't get mad at me. Nobody important is going to die. We find out about Franky's backstory when after he talks to Usopp. CP9 shows up, kicks the shit out of his sisters, the square-haired sisters. I think their name was Kiwi and something else. We find out about our friend Franky. Franky actually grew up with Tom and Iceberg on Water 7 before the train was built. We find out that Tom was this fish man who built the ship for Roger, which was interesting. I feel like every arc we're getting more information on Roger. Like it. Cool. He gets taken to court, basically, and they're telling him, hey, you're a great shipbuilder, but you built a ship for one of the worst pirates ever. What did Roger do? I want to know, personally, what evil? Because it seems like Roger's probably a good guy. If he's somebody Luffy idolizes. What did he do that was so absolutely terrible that the government is punishing the guy who built his ship that wasn't even a part of his crew, from what I know? This guy, Tom, tells the judge, hey man, I'm going to build this train, and it's going to run on water, and it's going to save this town. It's going to save Water 7, the island of Water 7, and we're going to have trade, and we're going to keep building ships, and shit's going to go down. And the dude's like, well, we can't execute you if you're going to do that. How long is that going to take? 10 years. Ended up taking 12 or 14. Either way, Franky's not a robot at this point. Iceberg and Franky don't really get along. They're kind of like rival shipbuilders in a way. They're learning from this Tom dude. Tom seems pretty cool. He's like, let's do this thing with a boom and some gusto. Whatever version you like the most. But he's pretty cool. You can throw a ship from into the sea. He's pretty strong. They're trying to get... At some point, the government shows up. Again, after they had built this train, they built the train finally, after all these years of trial and error. They built the train, and then his trial's coming up, and they're saying, well, we're going to probably pardon you because you made this train. It's making everybody's life better. Then the government shows up again, like the CP5 or some shit, and they're like, "Hey, man, you need to give us those plans for the super evil Pluton weapon." And he's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, we're going to take you to jail for helping old Roger." And they're like, "Well, that's actually going to be pardoned, bitch." Then he's like, "Well, then we're going to take..." So Franky's been building these weapons just for fun for all these years, like 36 Franky boats that have bullet guns that can take out sea monsters and whatnot. So they steal those, which he just doesn't have locked up. They're just sitting on like a shipwrecked island. He takes those and he uses those, and they all say Franky on them, and he basically makes them look like they're attacking the judge that comes to pardon Tom. Shit goes down, and I was like wondering, how does Tom die? How does Tom... I also thought, since nobody dies in this show, but I was like, oh, people die in flashbacks all the time. Look at Nami's flashback. Look at, Sanji's flashback, the dude lost a leg. Didn't die. But people die. Zoro's flashback. Death. Usopp's flashback. Mom died. People die in flashbacks. Or they lose a limb. Look at Luffy's flashback. Fucking Shanks lost an arm. Shit goes down in flashbacks. So I was like, Tom's either going to die or lose a limb. And he was executed from what I know. But there is a chance. What if he's in prison? What if he's still in prison and we'll see him again? Because we're on our way to a prison, I believe, in the story. But they frame Franky, and then they tell Tom, we're going to pardon you. And then he's like, how about this? You pardon Franky instead. Take me in. And he was like, all right, we'll do that. Because the judge is like, you built this ship, or you built this friggin' train. I trust you. You're cool with me. Franky's pardoned. But Franky's not taking none of it. No way, Jose. He goes out and he beats the shit out of the leader of the CP5 or whatever. He tries to destroy the train that they're on that has Tom on it. Gets hit by the train, from what I remember. Also, I forgot to even bring this up. There's that freaking frog from the first part of Water 7 that was trying to run into the train. Turns out that frog was part of Franky and Tom and Iceberg's crew. Yokozuna, I think his name is. And he hates the train as well. He's trying to be tough because he doesn't want to lose another friend. And I'm really happy that Franky, when he was younger, before he became a robot, didn't have the 3-spiked chin. Because I was like, that's weird. It makes sense since he had to rebuild his body, pretty much. I don't know how he rebuilt his body. Did both arms get destroyed? Or was it just the one right arm with the chain fist? I'm not sure. But if both arms got destroyed, how did he rebuild himself from the ground up? Did he find a friend? Did he meet some of this Franky family? Oh, I don't know. Shit goes down. Franky has to become a robot. Iceberg decides to basically take over Water 7, become the mayor and whatnot. He finds out Franky's still alive, gives him the Pluton plans. So that's why we're back to current time. And yeah, CP9 wants to take Franky in because he's the only one that can give them the plans and whatnot, which was interesting because they took him in and didn't tell hey, grab the paperwork where the damn weapon plans are, buddy. Maybe I missed something. Maybe he said they were destroyed. I don't know, but they didn't make him find the plans and take them with him. Maybe they were like, we're just going to take you in and we're going to torture you until you tell us where they are. We'll come back to Water 7 and get them. Either way, it is really interesting that Iceberg decided to give him to Franky. Maybe he thought, well, since he's legally dead, quote unquote, and, he's no longer technically alive as Cutty Flam, and now he's Franky, maybe they won't ever find him and the whatnot. And I really like the idea that Iceberg, you actually befriended the government and built ships for them, so they're like, well, we can't, make an assassination thing on him. And maybe that, I'm currently at the story where I find out that that was such a big part of this, and Iceberg was like, I'm going to work with the government so they can't frame me for anything. I'm going to be straight and narrow down the line. I'm going to do all the good things, and then people are going to love me. There's nothing the CP9, this stupid thing, can ever do for me. Then later, Nico Robin, Franky, Usopp, who also gets caught up in this, gets all taken on the train to go to jail, going to prison. They should make a movie about it. Sanji hops on the train, who has been absent from all this fighting. Sanji, one of my favorite characters. They all get on the train and bounce. At the same time, this giant Laguna sea storm is happening. Almost seems contrived. There's so much going on. So much shit's happening at the same time. This giant storm. Luffy's trapped between a building. Zoro's trapped in like a damn chimney, I want to say. Whatever. They eventually get saved by Chopper and Nami, who, all these people should be so hurt right now, like in so much pain after everything they've been through, with zero rest. Whatever. Nami saves Luffy by basically says, hey, we need you. Nico Robin actually loves us and is trying to protect us. Zoro gets his sword from Chopper and slices his way out. They save themselves and they save everybody else. Polly helps out as well. Shit's going down, and I'm like, man, I'm realizing at this point in chapter 362 that this shit isn't going to end at the end at chapter 374. Like, Water 7 arc ain't over. We're going into the Ends Lobby arc after this, and it's just a continuation of the Water 7 arc. It's like a Water 7 saga. It's really interesting. I don't know. But at the same time, so Zoro, Luffy, Nami, Chopper, Polly, the Franky family, the Franky square-haired sisters, they're all getting together. They're all banding together. They find another train, thanks to the lady who sent them to Water 7 to begin with, the drunk lady, who ended up actually being a big part of Tom, Franky, Iceberg, Yokozuna's little group family. I'm assuming she was dating Tom. I'm not sure. But now she's drinking all the time. Either way, they bust out this old model of the train, the sea train, and they get on it. And they're heading their way to follow and save Nico Robin, Sanji, Usopp. But the best part about this half of the Water 7 arc is Sanji gets a major, multiple fights in a row. He's got to fight this really tall guy that's really weird. He uses like a yoga style fighting, kicks his ass, and whatnot. So he's in the middle of fighting his way through this train, releasing different trains. There is another villain on the train who's a cook who can shoot ramen out of his nose. He's really weird. I really remember that in particular. And he's not that dangerous. He's a total goofball. He's got this ramen suit on. I remember all that. Hold on, I'm just skimming my way through these chapters just in case I missed anything. Oh yeah, we find out that fella from the CP9 or CP5. Gosh, I wish I could remember his name. The dude that got his ass beat by Franky all those years ago is wearing a crazy mankind-looking mask because he's so beat up. Turns out he's actually the leader of the CP9 now, and he's calling all the shots, even though he's a little biatch. Sanji rescues Usopp and Franky, and then Usopp's like, I'm not going to help you, but then comes back and decides to dress up like a dude named the Sniper King, or something. I've also heard some other name for it. I'm not sure. I'm reading the manga right now. I haven't caught up on the anime. Maybe they call it something else there. But he's the Sniper King now. He's got this weird mask. I'm really not sure where he got the mask. If you could comment down below, please comment down below where he get that mask. Is that the same mask that Franky was wearing earlier in Water 7? I don't know. The Franky army, the Franky family are part of the group heading towards the battle. They're all heading towards the battle as a squad, as a team, as an unbeatable force, trying to catch up Sanji, Usopp, or Sniper King, and my boy Franky are on their way through this damn ship, kicking ass, taking names, beating the shit out of these CP9 wannabes. There's a dude named Captain T-Bone who doesn't really get to do a whole lot, who's very self-sacrificial, who ends up like fighting Zoro at some point during this whole trip and gets his ass beat by Zoro, but Zoro respects him. I don't know. Sanji decides that he's gonna go kick ass. He's gonna save Robin. We got the Sniper King ready to save Robin as well. It's rather interesting. I'm really not sure. I'm looking at the mask that Zoro or Usopp wore to be the Sniper King, and it does kind of look like the mask that Franky was wearing when they first saw them. I don't know where else he would have gotten that. Especially after being captured, he didn't get to take anything with him. I don't know. Another thing is, Nami shows her off her new climate baton, perfected climate baton that now has dials in it. I want to bring this up now because I know it's going to come up again in next arc, but that weapon is so confusing. I hate it. I hate that weapon. It makes more sense now that they have dials, but the first time she had it, I'm like, what is this thing? How does it make rain and lightning? I don't know. I don't like the style of fighting they decided to give Nami. I know she's good with weather. I get that. Maybe she needs to eat a lightning fruit or something. Or maybe they should have killed Eneru and found a way to give Nami the power of lightning so then she could really have those kind of powers. I don't know. I know Nami's a badass, but I think she would have been better off having her own like a style of fighting, or if she was a gunner, I don't know, an axe. It'd be sick. Whatever. Sanji beats the shit out of the ramen guy, who's a total goofball. I wasn't really a big fan of him. He's got a really weird face. There's a point where he gets his ass beat by Sanji so bad that he makes him look more handsome or beautiful. It's like a plastic surgery kick or some bullshit. I don't understand his fighting style. Maybe if he had like... I did a food fruit so I can use food in my body as a weapon. I'm not sure how he uses ramen as a weapon. I'm a cook myself, and he really can't make a ramen armor to fight with. But either way, one of my favorite parts of this entire second part of Water 7 is seeing Sanji fight with not swords, with chef knives, because normally Sanji's all about the kicks, all about dim kicks. He pulls out the chef knives, cuts up this piece of shit. At the same time, Franky beats the shit out of this other guy named Nero, the sea weasel. Really didn't stand out to me too much. Easily destroyed him in like 2 or 3 chapters. They both move on. Usopp finds Nico Robin at the end of the train, talks to her, gets a little bit more information, and then tells her, like, hey, you need to trust that Luffy's got this. And Zoro and Sanji, they got this. And then I and Nami will be there in the back cheering them on. We will make this happen. We will win. We are main characters. We can't lose. So that happens. At some point, Zoro cuts a ship in half because he can, but he can't cut iron bodies. I don't know the CP9s. He can't cut these CP9 people. I am interested. Like, are they just going to sharpen his swords a little bit more? How are they going to beat this CP9 group in the next arc when they barely stood a chance? They haven't had time to go quote-unquote train or get a new ability or eat a devil fruit or something. I know they have Franky and his family on the side, but his Franky family seem pretty weak to me compared to Sanji and Zoro and Luffy. So they're not much more than fodder themselves. They can take on some of the Marines, I guess. Franky's tough as nails. We find out that Franky's weakness is his back, because his back is still human. I assumed at least 55% of him was still human. But whatever. We get to the chapter 374. They find Yokozuna. He joins the group. They're ready to fight. CP9 beats the shit out of Sanji and Franky and Usopp. Nico Robin refuses to go with them. They kind of do a little switcheroo where they use like a gas bomb or smoke bomb, and they are able to break off from their part of the train. But we find out about his ability to use the door fruit through air, and they're able to take back Nico Robin, but they didn't kill Sanji because they had a deal with Nico Robin, which is interesting. They have this deal, right, that they're not going to kill them, and they're going to let them leave Water 7 unharmed without the Buster Call. But they were going to kill Nami and Chopper, who were in that fire, I think. Unless Nami was thrown from the building, but Chopper was going to die, and they were going to break that. But at some point, they're like, we're not going to kill, don't worry, we're not going to kill Sanji. We made a deal. But, I don't know. Finger pistol weapon attack is really weird and really dangerous, in my opinion. Can you imagine getting somebody's finger plunged into you? Finger bullet, finger shot, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I am very excited to get into the next arc. Ends Lobby, I think it's called. Everybody's telling me. Can you comment down below and tell me what you think of quote-unquote Ends Lobby? Is it better than the Water 7 portion? Is Water 7 the peak, and then this half going to kind of go downhill? I don't know. This feels like the end of the Arlong arc, where we're going to get to the point where the Straw Hats are going to go one-on-one with different members of CP9, and that's going to be really fun, because each of them are going to get to show off. I'm hoping that the Kaku guy fights Zoro, and every one of them gets, I guess Caulifla will have to fight Nami, because they're both girls. I guess is what they're going to do with that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm Mr. Morfetto. What do you guys think of Water 7? I really enjoyed that arc. This is my part 2 review. I can't say anything bad about it. Like I keep saying, though, is the Straw Hats need they need to lose. They need to lose something. I'm not sure if Usopp's going to rejoin the crew or start his own crew or go back to the East Blue, but I have a feeling he's going to rejoin the crew. I mean, we've got Franky now involved and Polly now involved. Like I said, I really do enjoy Polly more than Franky at this point. Maybe later I'll start to get what Franky is. I actually like him a lot more than now that I know his past. I'm really interested, and I'm really excited to see what happens with their ship, which they haven't even figured out. There's so much more that's going to happen going forward. I feel like this is such a pinnacle moment in this One Piece universe, and we're just barely a foot deep into this pool. Like, I've got like 700 more chapters or some shit. I'm Mr. Morfetto. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. I'll talk to you later.